Oh, we're going? All right.
Wait, are we going?
We're live. Yeah.
We're live right now?
It says so over there.
I'm someone should have snapped me out of it. I was just kind of dazing off. Hi everybody. Welcome to another Graphite Lab presents Mr. Run and Jump. I'm John Mikula. I am a game director on the game you see before you, Mr. Run and Jump. Despite what it says, Run and Jump, the game is actually called Mr. Run and Jump.
There you go.
It's all good, but I'm here with Matt Sinclair, who was a QA tester for this game, working for Graphite. We're here. We're going to be talking about, you know, we announced this last week. We announced a speedrun contest. For anyone who downloads the demo, you play a level, you get a really good time trial time. Tweet at us. You get a chance, you know, if you're in the top 5 times for that level, you can get a chance to win a copy of Mr. Run and Jump when it comes out. And if you get the best time for a level, you get a signed poster from me and some of us here at some of the developers here at Graphite Lab. But since we're in a speedrunning mood, we thought it'd be appropriate to get Matt Sinclair onto the stream. Because Matt, part of your job when you're working for Graphite was to determine the platinum times. So you are kind of the pro at this game. You're still like, not only have you set the platinum times, which a lot of us haven't even gotten past, but then you're going way beyond those as well.
Oh yeah.
So I was hoping you can, you know, maybe give us a little bit of the people at home. Give us a little bit of an introduction. You know, how did you get involved with Graphite Lab? You know, what was it like working on Mr. Run and Jump? What was it like, you know, when we came to you and we're like, hey, we need these platinum times. What do you think?
Yeah.
You know, what was going through your head?
Of course. So as John said, right, my name is Matthew Sinclair. I was a QA tester here at Graphite Lab working on Mr. Run and Jump here. I kind of found the job through Matt Wraithel, who I guess I'm kind of replacing today, huh?
We can only have one Matt at a time.
Yeah. Only one. It's Highlander
so
rules. Highlander rules with us Matts.
It's like the no homers club.
Yeah.
One,
but yeah, so Matt Wraithel, actually a professor of mine at Maryville University, he kind of brought me on, right, little internship to do some QA testing with Mr. Run and Jump here. So, you know, originally I was actually working on making sure the game was 100%able. That was like the first task I got. And one of those tasks in there were kind of the time trial times, right? So if you get, you know, you go through the level second time, there's a little timer that pops up. If you grab that and complete the level quick enough, you get yourself an orb, and there's, you know, silver, gold, and platinum orbs for each level, kind of for, you know, a good time, a great time, and oh man, a crazy good time. So yeah, it kind of just happened to where I was, you know, already trying to get all the orbs, and I was like, hey, let's take a look at these times, like, what should I do about these, and kind of just fell in my lap. So super interesting to me, because I'm not honestly much of a speedrunner. I guess I should say I am now, with kind of what this game has done to me, right? It's awoken that speedrunner instinct. So yeah, looking at some of the times on here, like the best times at this World 1-1, I crushed those. Gold medal here, not a platinum medal. Silver medal, not even a gold medal. Come on, guys. No, I'm kidding. But yeah,
it's tough, man. It's you know.
Oh man, dude. Especially starting out, I remember it was funny. I feel like the like platinum time for this level at first was like 1:15 or something, and we've just slowly, like, it was definitely, I wasn't the only one working on it, but like just whittled away at that till now. I think the fastest I've ever gotten on it is 51 seconds, 88 milliseconds. Only screenshots to prove that, but
it's nuts to me. And like, you think, like, as director, as I'm playing these games and we're playing this game and kind of helping our level designers like make these levels, I'm like I don't even see where you're getting those stuff. It really is, it's been like a really interesting process to see, because for a while it was, you, and then Matt Rathel, who's our studio director, and then we had another level designer who was into it, Kyle Bollinger.
Oh yeah.
And you guys were just kind of going back and forth. Like, it'd be like someone would post a time, and then here comes another video, like another time, like, oh yeah, I'm a second faster, and it's like, oh my god. So like seeing how the ways in which you folks have really like churned through this game, and even on level 1 here, you know, Violet 1-1, like the ways like you save just like milliseconds and how that compounds over time has been really fascinating, and it's kind of interesting to me from a design perspective to see the emergent behavior, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's also kind of interesting too, because like as a QA tester working with level designers, right? Like in order to speedrun a game, you kind of got to look for the shortcuts, right? The moments where the level designers kind of don't want you to do these things, right? So it's not like I'll be showing off any like insane, you know, glitches or breaking the game or anything, but just like, you know, a high jump where I'm kind of supposed to go around or something. Little moments like that are kind of interesting to pick out, especially after you've put like so much time into a game. Like, man, even before speedrunning, like I'd played 1-1 so many times, but once you like get into that mindset of like, okay, how can I save time here? How can I get across here? You know, it's interesting. It's really cool. And I think honestly, like the main thing that makes this game so fun to speedrun is the toolkit, right? Like run and jump, to me, you know, he's the Swiss Army knife of, you know, long jumps and high jumps and dashes and jump dash moments, right? Where you just get these like awesome these really cool moments of like, oh shoot, I figured this out. So
it really, like I've been kind of talking about the tool set as like a combo system.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can go from like high jump to a dive to a double jump to a dive to a wall jump back to a dive, like and make these really long, you know, chains of jumps where you're spending like, you know, 10-15 seconds, like, you know, longer, you know, depending on the situation, where you're not even touching the ground. So this is something like we really emphasized while doing level design, is you're like, hey, I want these moments where I'm learning to fly. Where I'm just chaining these moves together, and yeah, I'm not even touching the ground. I'm like soaring through somehow I'm chaining these things together to, you know, avoid everything and not even touch the ground. Like, that's, I think, something that makes run and jump really special to me.
I think one of my favorite movers is that right there, because you can, you know, jump dash, and that'll get you like really far horizontally, right? So if you know, long jump dash, right? Like I jumped all the way to the next screen. But one thing that I actually found, I had to talk, there was like one challenge orb that I actually found out you could like sneak up to if you did a high jump dash. So that was super fun, just kind of getting to see like, oh shoot, did I find something new here? Are people really using this? So there's just so much you can do with this character. Like he's so fun to control and throw around the screen, really. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So all right, we good to just get into this?
Yeah, you know what? I think you know, you got your speedrunning top hat on. So I think you are. I think you are all good. I think you're ready. Let's, all right. So what are you aiming for?
So 50.
You said your best was 51. That seems kind of nuts, right?
Yeah, that was, again, like, goodness, because that internship was primarily this game. It would have had to been like 130 hours of just coming in and running like this level, right? So I don't know that I've got that. It's been a moment since I played. I did some warm up on the demo last night. You can download the demo. Everyone go play the demo. But yeah, absolutely. So I want sub 60 for sure. I'm gonna try and beat. I think my goal for this stream is just try and beat all of your guys' current leaderboards. See if I can get that accomplished, and you know, keep the crown, so to speak.
I think you got it in you. What's our best time? Our best time here is like 57.
58. Something? I think it was 58.
58. Okay.
Yeah. So you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. I might not be quite as talkative once I'm running through this, or I might try to crack a joke and then die for it. So I'm gonna kind of just warm up here and get going. Let's see if we can get sub 60 first time.
Alrighty, let her rip, Matt. bad. 6 seconds, get through that room. It's pretty good.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, boy.
Yep. All right, hold on. Good, it's good.
Warming up.
Yep. It's okay.
It's all good. Just shake it out. No problem. But yeah, I guess while you're doing that, I could talk a little more about, we're streaming live. We should be here. We figured out how to do a multi-stream, so we're here on Steam as well as Twitch. And yeah, for people coming in from Next Fest, this is Mr. Run and Jump. It's a fast-paced precision platformer based on a 2600 game, an Atari 2600 game that I wrote as kind of a side project in my spare time. That game is also it's going to be published from Atari as a physical cartridge, so that you could see on their website. And it's not up for pre-order just yet, but it will be, I think, sometime soon. But hey, look at that.
Yeah,
59:30, not too bad.
Platinum time on a warm up, so let's see what we can do next. Give me 1 second here.
Do you have a level that's like your specialty? Is it 1-1, or is there another one later in the game that you got really, really good at?
There's one. I don't think it's available in the demo, so I haven't played it in a long time. But there is. I want to say it's 2-3 is like the one where it was interesting. So I set a platinum time for it, and I was like, yeah, that seems pretty good. And then I came back and played it and beat the platinum time by like 15 seconds. I was like, what? So, it was like one of the earlier times I had set, and then I came back and I was like, oh goodness, oh no. So yeah, all right.
So in that, do you have maybe? Well, here's a question. How would you know when it's good? Is it just kind of a gut feeling thing, or did you have something? Was there some kind of qualification you're looking for, or is it just I'm gonna run this 10 times and the best time? We round around that.
So a lot of the process that I use for these levels is somewhat similar to what's known in the community as a tool assisted speedrun. That's not to say, right, I was doing any tool assisted speedruns, but what I would do is I would want to see, try different strategies and time each level to where, okay, what's the quickest I can get through, room 1 in 1-1? What's the quickest I can get through room 2? And then it's just a matter of splicing it all together in a human way, right? Where it's like for example, right, if I just time myself going here, right, or what am I trying to say here? So if I just time how quickly I can get out of this room, right, then it's boom, okay, I'm out of the room, but I have momentum carrying me into the next room. So what I found a lot of times was when I spliced it together like that, it would actually be slower to do just a room by room basis, because if I can have momentum carry me into the next room, right, then it'll be a quicker time. So there was a lot of, there's still a very human element to these speed runs, right? It's not all just that kind of task stuff. But yeah, so that was kind of the philosophy, was just hey, using, the tools that I have, how quickly can I, circumvent these challenges? What's the best way to, get from platform to platform is a lot of it. Yeah, this cut, I remember, was kind of fun just finding where I was like, oh, I can probably just high jump there.
See, that's a good one, because I usually go, I do a high jump in the middle of those two floating platforms.
Oh, I get you, yeah.
But yeah, probably what you're doing is actually, saving it. I don't know, how much time do you suppose that's saving you? Like a quarter second or something?
I don't even know that much,
Yeah, right? We're talking tenths of a second, But we're looking pretty clean so far.
Don't jinx me.
So do you, I'll see, so we have the high jump, and normally you're supposed to be, if you're crouching and you're not moving the analog stick left or right, and you jump, you do a high jump. But there's kind of a funky trick in there where if you have momentum going forward, if you're sliding to a stop, you let it go and you do a high jump, you'll kind of do you'll have a high jump with more forward momentum. That's something I noticed that is possible. Do you wind up using that trick at all?
I think so a little bit. Let me run through this level. I'm gonna do it again, and we can see if we can kind of like point out when I do it, because like, oh goodness, I was talking. Because usually the momentum is like some of the most important stuff, right? So like here, I want to lose it, right? Because I just want to go straight up. I don't want to go into the wall. There, I think I did it quick enough, but I just hit the wall. That part right there is really interesting. Oh, goodness. Because there is a way you can do a long jump into that room and fit perfectly at the edge of that, like, little, you know, where you gotta kind of, like, morph fall through, right? Sorry, I cannot do this and talk, apparently. That's so funny.
No. Hey, look, I was trying to do this last stream on Wednesday, and it's like impossible.
Crazy, man.
But yeah, definitely, like, momentum management, like I say, is kind of...
Oh, no.
It's like there's finding like the right jump combo for a given situation, and then like enemy management, like we were talking about before the stream started. You were telling me how you'll sometimes go forward and like make sure an enemy is in the right spot before you begin a time trial.
Yeah, I'll show you that. I do that trick on World 2, or sorry, World 1-2, I want to say. Or no, 1-3, I'm sorry, man. But yeah, it's, there's not a lot of science to it. Like, I don't need him to be in, like, specific frames or anything crazy, but there is, like, a frog that I essentially want to jump and land, before, like, I get there, essentially. That way, he's on the left side of a platform instead of the right side. But yeah, the enemies being on like a loop is such an interesting thing for speedrunning this. It makes things very predictable, right? Like, I'm not worried about the RNG of like, oh no, this skull, you know, went so far. Oh man, that skull got me right after saying that. Alright, gotta get it back,
Yeah, it's yeah, we just kind of naturally, you know, set it up so that when a room is loaded, all the enemies are there and they're all running through their, you know, their little sequence that they do. So it's like not quite a complete global timer, but like a room timer.
Yeah.
So
have we shown that off, or should I?
Yeah.
Here, I can kind of just get to a point and.
Yeah, show it off. But
like this guy, right? He's always gonna start in the middle. So if I die, he's up at the top. I hit A, he pops back to the middle with upwards trajectory. So like coming into this room, right? You always know where he's gonna be, what he's gonna be doing. So if I like hop out of here, right, and I'm, you know, speeding through, I know I can dash, jump dash, and just get under him, right? I don't have to worry. It helps with a lot of like, there are a few moments where you can really like thread the needle, you know? I think it definitely shows up in later levels where there are a lot of enemies, but I definitely remember sometimes when I was, you know, running through this game, just like, oh, I know I can make that. Like, I just got to be a little bit quicker, and I know I can make it. And like a few times I really could, and it was made for a very satisfying like discovery as a runner. But also just makes for like an insanely cool trick shot to perform. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I could see. I wonder, like as people get their hands on it, and there's kind of this discovery process. I could almost see situations where like because of how the enemy kind of room timer works, like I could see like, oh, it's actually better to hesitate.
Yeah, absolutely.
For like a quarter second, and then that gets the frog at the end of this room in the perfect spot so you can just zoom past him.
Yeah. The interesting thing as far as like, you know, because like I feel like if someone's gonna pick this game up and speedrun it, right, they're not gonna play through the whole game and then grab the time trial medals, right? They're gonna press A at the start screen, start their timers, and go. What's interesting is if you're going for time trials, there are a few rooms where like you want to wait before you grab the timer for those enemies to sync up to get the fastest time for that room, just with how like your movements and stuff line up. I actually just remembered when I started running this game, there was not a restart button. And I remember like I feel like there was a moment where we were like, okay, don't add any, like, the game is good, no more adding, like, tweaking, please, like, let's tweak. And I was like, can I please get a restart button?
Yeah, that was something, yeah, pretty late in development that that restart button was added. And I'm like, you know what? And we added, for a while, you couldn't skip the little leap cutscenes at the beginning of each level.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I remember that.
If you restarted a level, you had to watch Leap jump out of the portal, Mr. Run and jumps out of the portal, and then Leap runs and kind of does his little thing, and then you can go. I'm like, that was a special weekend. I'm like, I can't ship a game like this. I gotta do something to get past that. But
yeah. So we were talking about, you know, you can do this this high jump with some like trajectory left or right. If anyone was watching me die to that skull like 30 times in a row there, it's because I actually couldn't slow down quick enough to do that high jump. So for that high jump, I like to like kind of get grounded first so that I don't have the momentum and then go through. So cool.
Yeah, we were talking. It can be a tricky thing. You know, I've described the game as slippery, which you know maybe is
Oh yeah.
Maybe kind of a you know, non-traditional way to describe a platformer, right? But you do just the way the character like glides off of surfaces and then glides against the walls and like can be very, you know, like I say, a little slippery. And we were talking about it can be tough. One of, I think maybe the harsher kind of skill things I think speedrunners will have to get used to is yeah, like landing before you hit the crouch button. Otherwise, if you're like, you know, a little bit above the ground and you hit the crouch button, you're gonna do a dive.
Yeah, like if I want to land up here and then crouch and jump, right, or do like a long jump or something, but if I hit that too early, I dive. That's world 1-3. I will throw myself into a bunch of spikes for you guys. What's up, Blue Hound? How you doing, man? All right. I feel like, I mean, I got your, let's see real quick. I got your guys' record in 1-1 beat. Looks like a few times there. 55 and a 54.
Ooh.
Cool. So I'm gonna move into 1-2, see if I can't beat this 1-11. This one might take me a minute. I am not quite as familiar with this one, but
it's a thing, man. Like as we kind of play through these, it's, you know, it's fun to go through each individual level and kind of like see just how perfectly we can get it. But I imagine like someone speedrunning the whole game, the intensity it will take to do these levels back to back and get them all perfectly, I can imagine will be like there's room there for wild competition.
Oh yeah, I mean any speedrun, like we my folks and I, we really like to watch like documentaries on it actually, and you'll find like a lot of those world record times are not perfect by any stretch of the means, where like, you know, you could have saved maybe a whole 15 seconds total on your run. That might be dramatic, but
no, it's true. I see that a lot too. I'll see like you'll get like the video clips. Someone like gets a new speed run in whatever Spyro the Dragon, and then they're like, and they throw the, you know, like breaking new grounds, world record, and then they put the controller down. They're like, that wasn't even. I can save like 30 seconds there.
Yeah, right.
Oh my god. You know.
Oh man, that's rough. I'm gonna take the L on this one. Use that restart button I asked for.
Is there here, I'm gonna get you a question right as you start. Is there a speedrun game that you particularly like to watch?
I'll be honest, I'm trying to think. I really enjoyed watching people discover all the shortcuts in Mario Kart Wii. That's been a big one. Pizza Tower is a phenomenal game to watch people speedrun. Highly recommend.
I haven't played Pizza Tower, but I really want to.
It's a blast, man.
I've been
the art
playing.
style.
I started playing the like the old Wario Land games, kind of in preparation to play Pizza Tower.
Nice.
I'm like, well, I kind of want to play these too. I mean, let me do these, and then when I'm done with those, like the Pizza Tower. But
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
you get busy with things, but someday I will definitely.
Right. We're always juggling like 30 different games, right?
Yeah, you're telling me. And they just keep making new ones, man. I'll tell you.
I always get so psyched out there. Let's go. All right.
Oh man, 106.
Yeah. All right. That was good.
Platinum.
Oh, I can get platinum. Oh, whoops. If I can get the time trial.
Yeah, the thing with the enemy timer is such that, like, you know, you fumble the beginning of the room, you know, you wind up like when you get to the end of the room, the enemies are in a completely different situation than maybe you are prepared for them to be. So you do have to be, you know, reactive in that way. Even if you've done the room, you know, perfectly, if you screw up just a little bit on the approach, like the conditions around like the end of a room are, like, you know, wildly different. That's something to be aware of.
Very, in that frog room there, I actually just kind of accidentally discovered some new tech. I think that saved me quite a bit of time.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I missed it. What'd you do?
I don't know. I'll be honest, man.
I'm right there with you. Sometimes it's like this game, like when it sings, it really sings, and you just feel it. You're like, man, this was a magical run. And I couldn't tell you what I did, but it was just perfect.
Yeah. Hesitated there. Hopefully it doesn't kill the run. 102.
Ooh, 102.
Platinum. It feels good to be able to yeah, we'll have to watch the VOD. Please do. Yeah. I would love to know what I did there, actually.
All right.
It does feel good still being able to get the platinum medals. But yeah, so here in World 1-3, this guy, I don't like this guy. Because essentially, if I try to do what I'm gonna do, sometimes, oh hey, look at that. Sometimes this guy messes me up. Where if I'm trying to go through fast enough, like I'll hit him right there. So sometimes
probably like you can get it good when you're not getting the clock, but because you have to go back and grab the clock, probably just fudges the timing just enough to where he's in like the, you know, an improper spot.
Yeah, him too. So here, I really do like to just kind of pause for like just that split second, right? Get under the frog, do my long jumps, get over these guys. Oh, I didn't get my high jump there. It's a bummer. There we go.
Ooh.
Oh no!
Oh man, heartbreaker.
It's that under frog strategy. The Sinclair under frog jump.
Love it.
All right. Oh, you know what? I think that's what I usually do, is the high jump there. All right, we're shaking it off.
Yeah.
All right, we didn't shake it off that much.
Man. Oh.
I know I can get under that frog. Oh man, I'm fumbling. All right, this one I'm just gonna just roll with the punches.
Games where like long rooms in particular are killer. Like a death cannot be is not too bad if it's right there because of the rapid respawns, but this room in particular, because of how big it is, like you're wasting like, you know, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, whatever it is, if you die at that last frog over there. Ooh.
Yeah, not
Nice.
quite what I was planning for, but that's fine. It's okay, this one might be rough.
FIFA timing, you can jump straight once to hit the clock and then start running as soon as you hit the ground. Timing, nice. That's a nice tip from Rates.
Greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, so I'll, while Matt's running, I'll say, yeah, the demo is still up for Steam Next Fest. Once again, those of you watching, we are running a speedrun contest for the demo. So anyone who does a time trial gets a really good time. Send it to the Mr. Run and Jump Twitter. Sends a screenshot or a video, some kind of proof. The demo's going away on July 3rd. So at that time, we'll look at all the times. The top 5 times for each individual level will get a free Steam key for the game when the game launches. And then the top runner for each level will get a signed poster from me and some of us, the crew at Graphite Lab. So we've only had a couple entrants so far, so it'll be really easy to if you're interested, want a free copy of the game.
Start running.
You don't have to try too hard to claim a top 5 spot right now. But, and yeah, of course, we're streaming live on Steam, so some of you are seeing this already. But yeah, we love, if anyone is interested, feel free to wishlist the game. That really helps us out a lot. Helps us with, algorithmic growth and things like that. Helps spread the word. Where do we need to post this? You'd post any screenshot or video you would at the Mr. Run and Jump account, so it's at Mr. Run and Jump, all one word. There should be, if you look at that Twitter, you'll see kind of a little image with the rules on it, with all the ats and the hashtags that you have to include and all that. But oh yeah, and we have rules that looks like are pinned to the top of the chat.
Alright, we got this. No, we don't.
Not quite.
Oh, man.
Pretty good. And hey, if anyone in chat knows anyone who loves speedrunning, loves precision platformers, loves a game like Celeste or Super Meat Boy, or just platformers in general, we really love anyone who who wants to spread the good word. Will get a hearty thumbs up from me. You'll make this old man smile. But yeah, it's a fun time, and I'm just excited to see. I really want to get that competition going. I really want to see people, get that back and forth. I want to see just the nutso crazy, perfect runs that people can get. Ooh, see, that was really nice. Going under that platform.
Yeah. All right.
So I run into that frog often.
Yeah. So this frog, I've only done it like once, but you can get in front of him. Oh shoot!
Yeah,
I didn't do my high jump.
I want to say that was a room, like that room was a good one to hesitate in, because you can get like the frog like on the way back. It's easier to like jump over him that way, and then you're in front of him.
I didn't realize that was platinum time. Nice.
Was that 117? Nice.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll try this one again. This one is definitely challenging. So I'll give this one another runner. So, but yeah. So, yeah, no, you were saying it's good to hesitate in that room. I'm saying I did it so crazy style once that I got in front of the frog and was just going. I'll be honest, don't know how I did it. I'll try and do it for us here.
Yeah.
Oh no. No, that's fine.
Ooh, not too bad.
Decent recovery. Decent recovery.
Yeah.
Oh no, 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 no. I like that jump there just because it's like, who needs that platform on the left?
That was something we were looking at last stream. I kind of discovered that too. Where I'm like, I bet we don't even need to go to that platform. It turns out you don't.
Oh no, I lost my double jump. There it is. Oh, I kind of messed it up there, but that's yeah, that's the Matt Sinclair in front of the frog move.
Yeah, the frog.
Yeah, that's Matt Sinclair get killed by the skull move. That one's, you know, that one's. It's a different Matt Sinclair who got that one. 119. Yeah, look at that. Nice, nice. All right, so I've officially trounced you guys. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No, I mean, you really did.
No.
Yeah, what do we got? What your 1-3, 117 is your best. What was our best, you suppose?
We should have looked at that beforehand. I think it was this 111 here. Here it would have had to been the 120 because I just got the 119. So, because I think in this level, platinum time is 120 on the dot. Oh.
We got Brian Childers in the chat. Controller is recommended. Keyboard can be rough, especially for going really fast like this.
Yeah, keyboard is huge, super recommended. It's interesting too, cause like, so I don't know if you got this too. I'm gonna kind of review. Can I talk about the controls? Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I'm playing with, you know, classic 360 controller here, right? You've got triggers will crouch you or dive, right? I find that a lot of times I'll kind of alternate. I don't really know when or why, but like some of my dives, I like the X key, right? Never the X button. Never the X button for crouching like this, but I'll kind of crouch with my my triggers and sorry, dive with the X button. I feel like I just get hypnotized once I'm playing this.
Oh yeah, I don't blame you. But yeah, it's an interesting mix-up because I'm a triggers guy. I use triggers basically exclusively, but I'm like, well, you know, it's kind of you know, we have all these face buttons, you know. I figured it was kind of like the old school option to have like a roll or a crouch on like the X button like that. So it kind of mimics like Mario's run. So if you're really used to games like that, you know, that's kind of what we call the old school method, you know, use the face button. That's what Wraithel uses, Matt Wraithel, when he plays a game.
That doesn't surprise me for some reason. Like that just like fits.
Yeah, it really does.
He would.
But and then but yeah, I just for whatever reason I'm like, you know, triggers are it for me. I like having one button, one finger for jump, and then one for crouching.
Yeah. No, I like this. I feel like I just have like a firm claw over the left stick and the.
That's when you know you've really done something special.
Oh yeah.
Come up with a like weird grip technique to hold the controller. Like what? Like Armored Core has that. Monster Hunter has that.
Oh yeah, the Monster Hunter claw. Yeah. Yeah, someone asked if Xbox controllers work. That's probably, I mean, that's how I played most of this game, is either Xbox One or, 360 controller.
Yep, Xbox definitely works. I don't know if I've tried it. PlayStation controllers, I think they work too. I mean, they're like programs that you run and then it converts your PlayStation controller into an Xbox controller. But,
I know on at home playing the demo, the the Dragon Quest controller I have is a PS4 controller, so Yeah, I know
Yeah, you were
those
telling
work.
me you use that crazy Dragon Quest.
Yeah, it's like the
flying.
it's like the one controller I have, to be honest. I will say this game plays phenomenally on the Steam Deck. I love, definitely when this launches, that's how I'll be playing this thing.
Yeah, definitely. I don't have a Steam Deck, but one of our producers at Atari, Jason, who was on the stream 2 weeks ago,
Nice.
was telling me like it's an awesome Steam Deck game.
Oh yeah, totally. I feel like
And I agree. I think I don't know. What do you think? What's like a good quality? Like people talk about like, oh, it's like a great game for the Switch or the Steam Deck. What do you think is that quality?
you know, I think it's in a word, I guess, like kind of the simplicity of it, I guess. Like when I think of a good Steam Deck game, I think of Binding of Isaac is like one that comes to mind, right? It's, you know, it's a very complex game, but like the rules are the same every time, right? Oh, that would have been a 53.
Oh man.
That
was a heartbreaker.
It's cool. It's cool. We move on. We move on. 59. We'll take it. But yeah, I think it's generally right. If you can, you know, like I'm not, you know, controlling a camera, right? Like it's not a third-person action adventure like Elden Ring. Don't get me wrong, Elden Ring is fun on the Steam Deck, but like if I'm picking something up, I want pick up and play. I want, you know, kind of, I don't want to say simple, but succinct controls, right? Like I got the whole package in my hand here with just, you know, really 3 buttons is all I need for this one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's that quick action that, yeah, pick up and play. Just, it's right there. You don't have to like fuss around cutscenes or tutorials or things like that. It's all just, you know, right there. You pick it up and you're playing.
Yeah. That's someone I haven't checked in this whole run is I haven't checked in on Mr. Watch and Learn here.
Yeah, you stop. I assume I forget the. I think the time trial timer stops if you talk to him.
Oh, does it really?
Yeah.
All right, that'll be the category I'm running is Watch and Learn %. You have to talk to every single Watch and Learn.
Talk to every Watch and Learn.
Yeah, throughout the whole run.
Thinking about special runs, like sometimes like if you're playing the game and you're going for like all the shards, sometimes you have to, like if there's a complicated jump and you like miss one and you have to like go backwards through kind of like a weird spike tunnel or some kind of like, you know, trap that, you know, makes more sense going one way but not the other. It made me think like, I wonder if like somehow a backwards run of the game would be cool. Like
Yeah.
if you somehow like get to the end of the level, and then, you know, that's when the time trial starts and you have to make your way back through it.
Interesting.
I wonder if it. I think it's possible. I don't think we have any. There might be a couple situations, maybe in the later. It was something we tried to avoid wherever we could, like one way, you know, gates more or less, where you can go through one way but not the other. I think we got rid of all of those, but I don't know. So it was something I was kind of thinking about. I'm like, oh man, I wonder if that would be possible, and like how neat and interesting that would be.
Yeah, I think it'd be pretty cool. Here I am trying to get through level 1, getting all the blue shards as quickly as I can. So let's see how this goes. Dude, this is to me like the shards are like such a fun challenge. Like they're definitely kind of like one of the last hurdles I tackled in 100%ing this. Well, just because there are so many, and like, you know, this is level 1, right? Like the shards are just kind of out, right? Like I'm probably gonna be on these platforms anyways. There are some just crazy maneuvers you got to do to get some of these blue shards where it's just like you're missing like 3 in a stage, right? 124 for getting all the shards. That's pretty good.
You know, nothing wrong with that.
Cool.
Quick question from Bluehound. The hats. This hat is unlocked by default, but if you go, back to the main menu, you hit the Y button for that customize option, and then you can change your hat, and then you're honorific. And then more hats unlock as you collect orbs in the game.
Oh yeah.
So those are challenge orbs, and then collect all the shards in a level, that gets you a shattered orb that also counts, and then completing a time trial that gets you a time orb. All of those contribute to that orb collected UI element there. And then those will unlock new hats, and then they'll unlock bonus levels at the end of the game.
Yeah. Do you want to move to Void today?
Yeah, we've resisted showing it off, but since it's available in the demo, why don't you go ahead and pop into 1-Void? We can kind of talk about the unique mechanics available in the Void levels.
Yeah, get into the lore, right?
yeah, right. The real deep lore.
Oh yeah. I do love the music in this. So yeah, I guess I'll run through. You can kind of talk about it.
Yeah, definitely. So the Void levels are kind of there's one at the end of each world, and the Void is kind of, I guess, the primary antagonist of the game. It's kind of this sentient black hole that is growing and absorbing all of the realms of color around it. So in these levels, the Void adds a time pressure. So not only are you trying to get through a run and jump level, but also, you have this unstoppable force sweeping from one end of the level to the other. And if it gets you, you get got, and you gotta restart.
Yep.
So, another way we're kind of embracing that speed mentality is with these Void levels, where they, just by their very nature, you have this creeping force coming after you. You have to kind of go fast to get through it effectively.
Oh man.
Ooh.
Yeah, what I like about these Void levels is they kind of teach you how to speedrun this game. I think it's really smart because there are a lot of moments. I'm gonna restart because there are a few that I kind of want to point out. As you're running through this level for the first time, you kind of realize a few things that slow you down, right? So like one moment is right here, where like you're sliding down. So if you're on a wall, right, you're slower. So kind of one of the challenges it poses is like, hey, how do I get down walls like that quicker? So like here, I stay crouching, right? I'm just as fast. Some other things are just like, Mr. Run and Jump kind of sticks to walls, right? That's how you jump off of them. Just trying to figure out ways to quickly unstick yourself from a wall if you get stuck. I talked about, I never really did a lot of 2D platformers or speedrunning before this game, but I think these Void levels specifically do a really good job at kind of prepping you for it if, you're the type of player who wants to go after the time trial medals.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, definitely, especially as we get into later Void levels, we do require, first one is always, the easiest, so some of these lessons will get hammered home a little bit harder as the game goes on, but yeah, definitely, like unsticking yourself from walls so you fall naturally, or holding a crouch while you're going so you stay crouched while you're falling, fall faster that way, and even stuff like you'll notice stuff like how a high jump is faster vertical movement than a double jump is, all this stuff I think a player getting through these Void levels will discover.
I like this part.
Yeah, this is part you cannot. You get zero leeway, or just like a touch of leeway to mess up and fall back.
Yeah, there are a couple of moments I know, we see the Void, coming in from the left. We see it coming in down a little bit. There's some really interesting moments in these Void levels. I like them a lot. They're very fun.
There we see Mr. Run and Jump grabbed the power gem for this world, which you use it, you release the power, and it stops the Void in its tracks and kind of weakens it here. So yeah, that's kind of the thrust of the game. Trying to find all the the power gems, and each time you use it, the void gets a little weaker and weaker, and then yeah, so. But, so you know, it's not really a story-rich game, but that's kind of our loose narrative. Is you know, the world has been transformed. You know, that's the first cutscene. You see that. In that transformation, the void has been born, and it's kind of consuming everything, you know, in its wake. And you're going through these levels to try and stop it.
It bums me out that section right there with those like the 3 stairs and the skulls coming at you. It bums me out that it messes me up when speedrunning this game, because I remember specifically those shards, for whatever reason, gave me some of the most trouble. Just like getting them and like thinking about like, oh, the void's coming, and but I also got to get these shards, and there's these skulls, and oh man.
That's the thing, man. Yeah, you were talking about like the maneuvers you got to do to get the shards, and yeah, we kind of looked at a level and its collectibles and how the collectibles change how you play a level, and so we have like our mentality was getting from the start to the end of each level, you know, from beginning to the end. That's kind of your main playthrough. We call that like the mainline playthrough, and that was kind of your easy to medium difficulty. If you're going to play through all the levels and get all the collectibles, all the shards, all the challenge orbs, that we considered the medium to hard playthrough.
Yeah, it will definitely like open up the just like amount of playtime that you're working on there. Just like I remember, because dude, like that was again like because like my message to David was like, all right, where do I start? Like first day as a QA tester, and he was like, yeah, 100% it. I was like, oh man.
It's true. You know, it's just a time-consuming part of the job. Is like, oh, you know, someone's got to actually play this thing. Yeah. You know, so much often with QA testing is like, yeah, here's like this very specific, you know, bug that happens, and we reproduce it in these very specific circumstances we can get to and load up really, really quickly. But yeah, someone's got to go through and get everything. Just make sure it doesn't break when you collect everything. So.
Yeah. So hey, my speedrunning times might be beat, but no one will ever take first ever to 100% run and jump from me.
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure.
Get that on like a t-shirt.
Man, I'll tell you, like, and you were probably playing it, like the first drafts of a lot of these levels were nuts.
Yeah, I came into the project when it was pretty polished, and so that is one thing that thinking. Oh, almost. Oh no, not almost.
Oh man.
Yeah. When I came in, like a lot of these levels, like there were only, I want to say like 2 that got really redone, and I had to go through and like redo the times and stuff, right? It was pretty polished coming into it, so.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was fun. We, I don't know if we mentioned this on the stream, but each world was handled by a different designer. Except for, well, the last world's a little special. I won't say too much. And then the other exception is World 1, and then World 5, the Red World, were done by the same person. But otherwise, you know, 2, 3, and 4 each had its own designer just handled that world specifically. So it's kind of interesting to play the game knowing that, because then you can look and see kind of the qualities that each designer like put into the game.
Oh yeah.
And through those, it is really interesting to see, and just like the philosophies, I guess, of like level design, how they change from world to world.
Oh yeah, totally. It's, you know, you think about because you're kind of working with very similar mechanics, right? There are like a couple of different enemy types, right, that are kind of exclusive or introduced in some worlds. But it's interesting, right? Like I think about like what's the difference between like, you know, like World 1 and World 2 in like this game, right? Dude, done, nice. In like a Mario game or like a whatever game, and usually I just think of like the aesthetics, right? But you get completely different philosophy getting put into these guys here. It's really cool.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's like we give the player the entire move set all at once, and then we kind of evolve what's expected of the player. So it's like you can technically do every move here, but we don't actually require you to do, you know, X, Y, Z, you know, jump string or combo or whatever until World 3, you know. So you're still getting kind of a progression, like as you go through the game, you learn new tricks. The game forces you to learn new tricks, and then you can carry that back with you as you're doing, like, you know, cleaning up, you know, getting all the challenge orbs and the shards and all that stuff.
Yeah,
doing
like
trials, sure.
I think, you know, like I'm running through level 1-1, right, with a lot of these crazy maneuvers, right, like the high jump, the long jump, the dash. Like, even the most basic dash, I don't think is introduced till level 2, right? Like, you really...
yeah, it's level 3, you learn how to use the dash.
Level 3, yeah. So, like, you've got a lot of different tools, and that's one thing that I found really encouraging about this game as someone who, like, finds 2D platformers difficult, right? Like, I put Celeste down, I give up on it. Like, man, I even remember that being a thing, like, when I started playing this, I was like, oh, cool, what am I gonna be doing? And someone's like, okay, so you know Celeste, right? And I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna last, like, 2 days here. But no, just the fact that, like, you know, it's not, oh, I can't do it if I come to a wall, right? It's, oh, how can I do this, right? Like, am I gonna have to, like, here, I don't know. Let's go to, like, a challenge orb in level 1, right? Like, there are plenty of ways to do each individual obstacle that, like, you just kind of go with what you're most comfortable with, right? Like, I don't know if you guys can tell, I love the high jump. It's like my favorite move in this game. And
I love the high jump.
Yeah, it's awesome. It just opens up what you can do a lot. I know that was a really vague sentence, but sorry, I'm trying to run through and get to this level.
No, you're good.
But like up here, right, you come to this challenge orb, and it's like, all right, you got these spikes, these skulls, right? You can do a little, like, safety double jump to get across, right? I think, hold on. I want to see if I can time this right to where I can just, like, long jump, long jump, long jump. Nope, probably not. My favorite thing, honestly, is to do this.
Yeah. Make it that way. Yeah, definitely. It's you know, this one in particular, as being like the first challenge room, is interesting because it's like we don't make assumptions about what the player knows at that point. Like, they've only been playing the game for a couple of rooms, so they might not even know. You know, we don't officially introduce the double jump until later in this level. So that one, you know, it's pretty easy once you know that there's a double jump, that there are wall jumps, that there are high jumps, and all these other options. But if you do find your way to that room and you know nothing else about the game, you know you can move and jump, then it becomes kind of a tricky challenge getting over those spikes with just a single jump.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely the expressive of the movement system is something we thought about a lot, and there are definitely people do develop preferences for how they move through the game. Ooh, almost. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one way. But yeah, that's another thing I like as I'm running this, right? Like, sometimes one of the biggest mistakes I'll make running is, like, right before I hit the ground, right? Like, I'm trying to line up for, like, a long jump or a high jump by hitting the dash button, because crouch and dash are the same. Is, like, right there, right? I double jump. I did a little early. But, you know, when you lose your double jump, you turn blue. And so I know, like, the second he turns purple, like, okay, now I can hit this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, definitely.
So I think there's a lot of, like, good motion, right? Like, I always kind of know which direction he's headed. Yeah. Blast. All right, let me give that... Or no, I already got the platinum. Okay, I'll give another try. Nice.
Yeah, why not? I really like one void. I think it flows really well.
Oh yeah, I agree. I'm messing up all bunch.
You're embarrassing yourself. Come on, man.
Hey, I still beat all your times.
Yeah, that's true. I love that little maneuver.
Yep, I was just gonna say.
When you dive over that guy with that like one tile gap, it's like, oh my god. And yeah, that's the thing about void levels is we didn't want they're they're levels without challenge rooms in them, so we just have the challenge orbs just strewn about them. So because we couldn't have like it was tricky to have like here's a challenge room and then okay now you're entering, like if you go into a challenge room and then come back and then okay like where does the void start?
Yeah, like he's not just gonna sit down and start reading a newspaper, right? Like
yeah, exactly. Kind of it kills the momentum slightly. And then challenge rooms, like you go in them and you have to work your way back out, so they just kind of don't make sense.
Yeah, I like the like you'll see when I get to a room with a challenge orb in it. There's like a red glow around the room, kind of makes it like real intense. Like oh hey, like something's here, right? Not lost in the void levels. So like as you're going through the void level and you enter a new room and it turns red, you kind of know like oh I got to be on alert, right?
Exactly.
Like right here, right? We got that red border going around, so I know like okay, I'm going through fast, but as I'm going through, I want to keep an eye out for that.
Very nice.
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah. But you know we're running up against kind of our hour mark, so we'll you know. I want to thank everyone who's watching. I want to say thank you for tuning in. Sorry, my monitors are dead. Am I still here? Oh, here we are. Sorry, I don't know what happened. Both my monitors just like there was a power outage.
Oh man, oh, scary. Yeah, you ran out of time.
But I'm back. So yeah, thank you to everyone who's watching. I want to encourage people to you know, follow and like us on Twitch. You know, follow the stream. We're doing streams every Friday, playing Run and Jump. You know, we're having different members of the team come on to talk about different aspects of the game. We've had some people from Atari on to talk about production. We've had Phil Snowbarger, our lead artist for the game, was on to talk about, you know, his processes for making art and all that stuff. We showed some behind the scenes, like how we make levels, level design tools, things like that. So, you know, we're doing that every Friday, so you can tune in there on Twitch. And then otherwise, yeah, check out, you know, like I say, give us a, you know, give us a wish list. Check out the game on Steam. That really helps us out. You shout us out on social media, and yeah, the speedrun contest, you know, is still going on. You know, the demo's going to be up next week, so you have plenty of time to download it, check out, hone in your times, and yeah, you send us some proof over Twitter, the Mr. Run and Jump Twitter account, and we'll get you on the leaderboard. And top 5 spots get a free copy of the game when it comes out, and top spot for each level will get a signed poster from me and the crew.
Yeah, definitely. Give this game a look, guys. If you're sitting here, or you're on the Steam page or something, get that demo, because it is such a blast. Like, it feels so. It was almost like withdrawal, right? When the demo hit, I was like, oh, finally, I can pick this up again, right? It's so fun and colorful and addicting. It's just it's an awesome game, seriously.
If anyone's in with some, you know, Twitch speedrunners, anyone running Celeste or anything, go check it out, or send the game their way. Tell them to check it out. Tell them, you know, we're a small team, and this is a pretty small production, you know, all things considered. So we, you know, we're really just looking for as much positive feedback and as much you know, good good social media buzz as we can get. So every tweet, every word shared helps us out, and we really appreciate it. Your Erangu, I just hit 111s on 1-1 road. Road to sub 60 is huge. Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
sub 60 is that's when boys become men. So,
Well, hey, especially around here, like you're just now, I mean, picking up the game, 111 is huge, man. Like keep at it. Like it's, you know, it's like riding a bike. You just keep doing it and keep doing it. And then like, again, I hadn't played this game in months and it's just, the controls are so natural and like fluid that it's really easy to fall into and just, you know, run them around. So yeah, for sure.
You know, I you know, thank you to everyone watching, and I want to thank you, Matt, for coming and spending this evening on the stream with me and showing us how it's done.
Yeah, man, my pleasure for sure. I love being here. So yeah, thanks for having me. Really.
Is there any anything you want to shout out? Any, you know, can people follow you anywhere, or what's going on?
I mean, I've been meaning to stream more. If you want to follow me over at, I think it's just Prof Beans, PROFBEANS, is my Twitch. Once this launches, I will probably be speedrunning it. So if you want to see some more run and jump action, you can hop on over there. Or I suppose you could run and jump on over there.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Just like we planned it. Just like
Yep. Just like we rehearsed it.
Man's a professional. But yeah, with that, we'll here, Kat, do we have someone we're rating? Here, I'll throw it to the chat. You know, did anyone that y'all like is streaming right now? We can, you know, raid, you know, throw you all over to someone.
Let me check if anyone I know is on. For a moment I was like, oh, Graphite Lab. That's us. I do not have anyone to raid, unfortunately. All my buds are off. So.
Okay. Here, we'll vamp for a minute while we find someone to raid.
We can listen to this awesome soundtrack.
Yeah, man. Soundtrack by how am I?
It was
how am I blanking on their name?
Fat Bard, right?
Fat Bard. God, what's wrong with me? I'm such a hack. I'm so unprofessional. Yeah.
Oh,
Fat
man.
Bard. Local musicians to the St. Louis area have worked on tons of games. You know, they really have some cool stuff under their belt. But
it was kind of little culture shock for me because I came from Graphite Lab and I was like, oh yeah, Fat Bard, they do music for Run and Jump, and then I saw their library of games. I was like, oh man, they do music for everything.
Yeah.
They're awesome.
Yeah, they've really grown and taken off. But
yeah,
man, music in this game really rocks.
Oh, it's bomb. It's it definitely, you know, I feel like there was a moment like before or like I couldn't get the music to work or something when I was playtesting. I would just put on like Splatoon music, right? Like high energy or lots of like high pitched stuff, and this just fits that perfectly. Very high energy, makes speedrunning good.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And yeah, we with the music, we do a track per world. And then what we did was we broke up those tracks into layers, and so on level 1 of each world you get kind of the first layer, kind of the simplest of that music track, and then in level 2 another layer gets added on, so it sounds slightly different, and then same thing with world 3, you get the full soundtrack.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I will say I am excited to pick up. World 2 has a very fond place in my heart. There are some levels in there that I just had a blast running through. There's like one level specifically. It's like the last room in the level where you can just like and just like fly through it, like dodging like obstacles. Oh my gosh, it's a blast.
World 2 turned out really, really good. World 2.
Yeah,
I mean, I think they all turned out really, really good in their own ways.
Yeah.
But I know. Jacob Lear was the guy who did World 2, and he really loved the long jump, and so there's a lot of like really great like flow moments that is just like long jump, you know, wall, you know, long jump, like, so there's a lot of great moments like that in World 2.
Catch me in the level designer just making fully vertical levels, just high jumps all around.
Yeah, man. Here is Kat there? Do we have?
Yeah, she's looking. She's peeking around for someone to raid. I can go ahead and do one last 1-1 while she finds someone.
Yeah, why not?
I could probably draw this level just from like memory. I don't think I could do that. I honestly don't know that I can. Oh shoot! I don't know that I could do that for any other game I've played. Maybe like the Pokemon Kanto map or something like that.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, it's different when you work on a game, right? Like,
oh, totally.
So, but yeah, this level in particular, like this level's so nice and short, and it's so. Because it's the first one, it's so nice and just, you can just kind of blow through it. And so whenever I need to, like, test something like, oh, there's a bug when you finish this level, or like, oh, make sure the time trials work, whatever it is, you just blast through this level, you get through it in a minute or less, So yeah, I probably played this level hundreds of times.
Yeah. Here, real quick, for our friend who's looking to speedrun level 1-1, Arongu, here's a tip I've got. There he is. 54, nice, dude! Or wait, was that me? I don't know, I wasn't paying attention. Right here, right? Little high jump skip there. That's one of my favorite skips here. If you long jump there, you can jump dash. I kind of messed it up there. I like to dash under that first skull. And long jump there to land perfectly in that little hole there. But we were actually talking about the high jump momentum earlier, John. And I realized that that's actually really good time saver in the very goodness, stuck to the wall. Very last moment of this level. Oh, whoops. So right here, if you can high jump into that little like channel right there. Oh, 53-41.
Jeez.
I did.
I have hope. I don't have hope. I know. There's a sub 50 out there somewhere.
There's gotta be. It's gonna break my heart when it happens. But yeah. 114 on 1-3. What did I get?
114,
I only got 117. Nice. Way to go. Alrighty.
Nice.
Cool.
Nice, man.